The value of honesty. Ethan was the top student in his math class. He worked hard and took pride in his achievements. But this week was different. A surprise test was announced, and Ethan hadn't studied. He had been distracted by a video game he couldn't put down. And now, sitting in the classroom, he felt the weight of his unpreparedness. As the test began, Ethan glanced at his friend Oliver, sitting next to him. Oliver always wrote big enough for others to see, and for the first time, Ethan considered copying. Just a few answers, he thought. It's not a big deal. Hesitating, he leaned slightly to peek at Oliver's paper. The answers were right there, easy to read. Ethan quickly wrote down a couple before sitting back, his heart pounding. When the tests were graded, Ethan scored 95%. His teacher, Mrs. Carter, praised him for his consistent excellence. But instead of feeling proud, Ethan felt a knot of guilt tighten in his chest. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The joy of his grade was overshadowed by the dishonesty. He remembered how much he valued working hard and earning his success. This wasn't who he wanted to be. The next morning, Ethan went to Mrs. Carter before class. "I need to talk to you," he said, his voice trembling. "I cheated on the test. I copied a few answers from Oliver's paper. I'm sorry." Mrs. Carter looked at him for a long moment before smiling gently. "Thank you for telling me, Ethan. It takes courage to admit when you've done something wrong. I'll have to give you a 0 for this test, but I believe this lesson will be more valuable than any grade." Ethan nodded, feeling a strange mix of disappointment and relief. From that day on, he worked even harder, determined to never take a shortcut again. Over time, his honesty and dedication earned him respect from his peers and teachers alike. The moral? Honesty may be difficult in the moment, but it builds trust, character, and self-respect. It's better to face a challenge with integrity than to succeed through dishonesty.